You know, people talk a lot these days about what it takes to live a long, healthy life. Some say you need a shelf full of supplements. Others swear by fancy diets or strict routines that honestly feel more exhausting than helpful. But the truth is, staying well, especially as we get older, isn't about chasing after more. It's about quietly letting go of the things that weigh us down. This video isn't about telling you what you should or shouldn't do. It's about giving you gentle reminders, things you might already know deep down but haven't had the space or encouragement to act on. We'll talk about small things that quietly wear us down without us realizing. And more importantly, how releasing them can give you more energy, better sleep, and a clearer, calmer mind. I'll share 4 things that could be silently draining your health and happiness. So, I invite you to listen closely, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Think about your own life as we go along. Now, before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from? Comment below and share your city. I always enjoy hearing from you. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tips like these. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. Point 1. Let go of eating to fill emptiness. Let's talk about something that happens more often than we like to admit, eating not because we're hungry, but because we're feeling something else. Loneliness. Sadness. Boredom. Even just a bit of restlessness. Maybe it's late in the evening and the house feels too quiet. Or maybe the weather outside feels a little too gloomy. And before we know it, our hand reaches for a snack, not out of hunger, but out of habit. This is called emotional eating. And no, it doesn't make you weak or bad. It just means you're human. We've all done it. But the thing is, when this kind of eating becomes a regular part of our day, it starts to affect more than just our waistline. It affects our blood pressure, our blood sugar, and our sleep. Over time, it can leave us feeling even more tired and down than we felt to begin with. Now, I'm not here to tell you to stop snacking or to throw away everything in your kitchen. That's not realistic, and honestly, that's not helpful. What I am saying is, pause for a moment before you eat. Ask yourself gently, am I really hungry? Or am I just feeling something? Sometimes the answer might surprise you. Sometimes what we really need is a warm voice on the other end of a phone call, not a piece of cake. Instead of eating straight from the bag, pour a small portion in a bowl and put the rest away. Instead of reaching for a cookie, try sipping a cup of warm tea. Play some music. Step outside for some fresh air. Even opening a window and taking a deep breath can shift your mood. The goal here isn't to punish yourself. It's to care for yourself in a better way. Your body doesn't need more sugar. It needs more love. And that love can come from you. It doesn't have to come from food. Every time you choose to respond to your emotions in a healthy way, you take back a little more control. You'll start to feel lighter, not because you're eating less, but because you're finally giving your body and your heart what they actually need. Point 2. Let go of long hours in front of screens. Let's be honest, we've all had those afternoons where we turn on the TV just to have something in the background, or we scroll through our phones while waiting for the next program to start. Before we know it, hours pass. The sun sets, and the day just slips away. And maybe we didn't even really enjoy what we were watching. We just didn't feel like doing anything else. Now, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a good movie or checking in with friends online. But the problem begins when these screens quietly take over too much of our time, especially when they replace real movement, real connection, and real rest. Spending long hours in front of a screen might seem harmless, but it can slowly wear down your health. You might notice your sleep isn't as deep as it used to be. Your eyes feel strained. Your back gets stiff. And sometimes, you feel foggy in the morning, like your brain didn't really rest. That's not just aging, it's the result of sitting too long and staring at glowing screens that overstimulate the brain and block melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. And here's the thing, not moving enough can actually slow everything down inside your body. Your blood flow, your digestion, even your memory. Your body is meant to move, stretch, breathe, and shift positions, not just sit still for hours on end. All you need to do is make small changes. Try this: set a timer for every 30 minutes when you're watching TV. When it goes off, stand up, stretch your arms, or walk around the room. Even just that little bit helps keep your body awake and your circulation flowing. If you're on your phone a lot, try placing it out of reach when you're not using it. It'll help you be more mindful about when and why you pick it up. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find time to do something else you enjoy, like flipping through an old photo album, calling a friend, or just sitting outside with a warm drink. The point isn't to disconnect from the world. It's to reconnect with yourself. You still have time, energy, and a whole lot of life ahead. Let's not let the screen steal it away. Point 3. Let go of old anger and unspoken grudges. Now this one's not easy to talk about, but it might be the most important of all. We all carry things from the past. Words that hurt us. Times we were misunderstood. Moments we were left out or treated unfairly. And maybe you don't think about it every day, but when a certain name comes up or a certain memory crosses your mind, something inside you still tenses up. That's not nothing. That's your heart telling you it's still carrying weight it doesn't need to. As we age, our bodies may slow down a little, but our emotions don't. In fact, the things we've held onto for years can start to affect us even more. Scientists have found that carrying long-term anger or resentment can raise your stress hormones, hurt your sleep, lower your immunity, and even affect your memory. Not because you're weak, but because the mind and body are deeply connected. You might think, well, what am I supposed to do about something that happened 20 years ago? And the truth is, you don't need to fix the past. You don't even have to forgive the person out loud. What you can do is decide to stop letting it take space in your heart. Not for them, for you. Try writing it down. Just once. Write about what happened, how it made you feel, what you wish you could have said. And then, fold up the paper and put it away. Or tear it up. That act alone can be incredibly freeing. It's not about pretending it didn't matter. It's about saying, it mattered, and now I choose peace over pain. You don't need permission to let go. You don't need anyone else to understand. You just need to choose calm over chaos, stillness over stress. Even just saying to yourself, I've let this go, can change something inside. Your body will thank you for it. Your sleep will get better. Your thoughts will feel lighter. And slowly, you'll start to notice that you smile more without even trying. Because that's what peace does, it makes space for joy again. Point 4. Let go of relationships that drain your energy. This one might touch a tender spot, but it's something many of us face quietly. Some relationships in our lives, even with people we've known for years, maybe even family, don't always leave us feeling good. Sometimes, after talking to someone or spending time with them, we feel tired. Drained. Like we have to work hard just to keep the peace or pretend we're okay. And it's not always loud or obvious. It might be the way someone corrects you all the time, or how they make you feel small with little comments like, I'm just being honest, or, you always overthink. Maybe it's someone who makes you second-guess yourself, or who talks but never listens. You leave the conversation not feeling supported, but criticized, or just plain worn out. Now, here's something important to remember: just because someone is close to you, doesn't mean they get to steal your peace. You don't owe anyone constant access to your time, your thoughts, or your energy. Especially if every encounter leaves you feeling worse than before. Studies have shown that older adults who are surrounded by positive, uplifting relationships live longer and feel more satisfied with their lives. On the other hand, when you're constantly dealing with stress, tension, or emotional control in your relationships, it can raise your blood pressure, impact your sleep, and slowly wear down your emotional well-being. But this doesn't mean you have to cut people off completely. It's not about being rude or starting arguments. Sometimes, it just means creating a little space. Speaking a little less. Sharing only what feels safe. Spending more time with those who make you feel appreciated, heard, and respected, even if that's just one or two people. Or even if it's time you spend with yourself. You have the right to protect your peace. You've earned it. You don't have to explain it. You just need to listen to how your body and heart feel after spending time with someone. If you feel lighter, warmer, calmer, that's a good sign. If you feel tense, smaller, or exhausted, that's your signal to step back. At this stage in life, your energy is precious. Give it to people who value it, and keep it from those who don't. You're not being selfish. You're being wise. So here we are, at the end of this conversation, but maybe, it's just the beginning of something more meaningful for you. We've talked about letting go of emotional eating, stepping away from screens, releasing old anger, and creating distance from draining relationships. None of these are easy things. But they're all powerful. And they're all possible, starting today. Living a longer life isn't about finding the newest treatment or keeping up with the latest health trends. It's about how gently and intentionally you care for yourself in the quiet moments. It's about asking, every now and then, is this still serving me, and having the courage to walk away from the things that aren't. The truth is, you already have everything you need. You have your stories. Your memories. Your wisdom. And most importantly, your right to peace. The kind of peace that doesn't need noise or approval. Just a soft morning, a calm heart, and the freedom to live in a way that feels true to you. You don't have to be busy to feel useful. You don't have to be surrounded by people to feel loved. You don't need to carry every hurt just because it's been there a long time. And you certainly don't need to explain yourself to anyone who doesn't understand your need for quiet, calm, and ease. Letting go isn't losing. It's choosing something better. Choosing sleep over stress. Lightness over heaviness. Presence over pressure. And no matter your age, that choice still belongs to you. If something in this video spoke to you, even just one small thing, I hope you hold on to it. Let it grow. Let it guide you in the days ahead. And if you're feeling ready to start living a little lighter, a little freer, just leave the word "light" in the comments. That small word might help someone else take their first step too. Because peace is something we all deserve. And it's never too late to choose it. Take care of your heart. It's carried you this far. Let it carry you into something gentler, something lighter, something better.